Hi there. On this edition of Green Eggs and Ham, we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Kenwood TM-D710GA. Also in this video, we'll take a look at the voice module and do an install. So as we've said in previous videos, let's get to it. Okay, we're back with a better viewing angle to take a look at what's in the box. You can see it's the typical Kenwood brown box with a photo or a rendering of the TMD710GA. And when we open it up, we have warnings about the radio and about handling it with care and all sorts of good stuff. Do not touch the metal surface of the transceiver while it's in use. Do not mount the transceiver such that the chassis can come into contact with the skin. High temperatures can burn your skin. So this radio apparently gets hot when you use it. Also in the box, you'll see a manual with the warranty card and registration information. An addendum, which I noticed in another video still had this same crinkle on the side. And finally, a CD with an electronic copy of the manual on it. You'll also see that we have the microphone that's been wrapped up to protect and keep it from getting scratched. It has what looks to be an 8-pin adapter, or an 8-pin connector, I should say, on the end. We'll pull that right out of the packaging so that we can connect it to the radio. A speaker cable, a power cable, and an extension cable for the head so that you can connect the head to the radio from just about anywhere in your vehicle if that's where you're going to use it. A variety of parts and fuses. This also contains the microphone holder. And actually, those are not fuses, they are ferrite beads. So apparently, you'll want to put those on to reduce RF interference. We have the head of the radio. Lots of crinkly plastic. So there's the head of the radio. It's got the connection for the extension cable or the cable to the radio. It's also got a data port or a COM port on the back, along with a clip, depending on the mount that you want to put it on. And finally, we have a base for the mount that you can screw into wherever you're going to put it. Another mount that you can use. And finally, a mount that has a sticky glue on it. So you have a variety of mounting options to use with this radio. Next, we have the radio itself. That just pulls right out of the box here. And finally, a mounting bracket for the chassis itself. Let's get rid of the box and the associated cardboard of the head. Remove the protective sheeting or protective plastic. And you can see that the radio is not actually all that big. If I hold it up to a piece of paper, you can see that the radio is about a half a sheet of paper wide, and a little less than, about the same width and lengthwise. On the back, you'll see that you have a variety of inputs. There is a SO239 so that you can connect your antenna, along with a speaker for the A band, a speaker for the B band, a data port, and a COM port. So a lot of options that you can have for your data connectivity. We took the microphone out of the packaging so that you could see it, so we'll compare that to a sheet of paper as well. Here is the microphone. And then, of course, the mounts, which we'll show you later. In a later video, we're going to do an install of this radio into a 2017 Ford Escape. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I urge you to do so that you get alerted to that channel. And also, if you have any comments about this, please leave those below as well. All right, so let's continue now with the unboxing here. We'll pull a chassis mount out of its plastic. This is nothing out of the ordinary, although one of the things I do like about Kenwood is the fact that they put these slots in the mount. So when you put the radio in, all you have to do is hook the front screw on whatever notch you want this to display. So if you're hanging it on a ceiling, the back screw, mounting screw, goes into this notch here, and then the front screw can be used to determine the angle of the radio. So that's one thing I do like about the Kenwoods. The Yaesu radios use holes. Let's pull this out of the plastic. This is the desktop mount that you can use if you're going to put this on a home installation or on a table. The underside has rubber feet, and then you can just set it on the table like that, and it's not going to scratch. You also have another screw-in mount, and if I can get it out of here, crackling you're hearing is of all of the protective plastic. Apparently, there is no fire, it's just a protective plastic. So here is a mount that you can screw down to a variety of surfaces. There is a rubber boot on this one so that you could actually protect the underside of the head. And actually, you'll also want to use that in concert with this, so you can mount this on the head, and then you have, or on the base, and then you can put the head on this and have it tilted whatever way you'd like it. And there is one more mounting base that has sticky tape on the bottom of it, as well as some screws. So I've known some people to slide this part in between gaps in the dashboard so that they don't necessarily have to drill holes in the dash. And that's each individual part of the radio. We're going to reset here and start the installation of the voice module. Okay, we're back, and as I said in the previous segment, we have reset and gotten some tools together to install the voice module for this radio. The voice module that you're looking at enables the radio to announce the frequency and menu functions for folks who are visually impaired. And if you're looking at the tags on this video, you'll see something to the effect of blind guy ham radio or something like that. I am blind in one eye, can't see out of the other. And since this rig is going to be used in a mobile situation, I figured that this was an opportune time to just buy the voice module and get it installed. The box is pretty small, as you can see from the sheet of paper. It comes with instruction manual or installation manual, a supplement, and of course the voice module itself. It does come with an Allen wrench and looks like some adhesive. So we're going to go ahead and install this into the radio even before we power it on. This is fantastic. So we're looking at the instruction manual for the VGS-1 voice guide and storage unit. This allows the radio to announce the frequency and menu, but you can also record voice to this module. And the instruction manual says, for installation procedure, refer to the instruction manual provided with the transceiver or contact your dealer. This instruction manual or installation manual has 0 instructions in it. So if you're looking for those instructions, dig out your manual for your radio. You'll find it in there. I'm looking at the addendum, and it is in a bunch of different languages. And I finally found the English language version, and it says, access the following URL for the precautions to use this product and for the simple guide. It directs me to the Kenwood website, manual.kenwood.com/en_contents/search/keyword, and then I have to type in KMC-54WD. Are you serious? I guess the good thing is that they do have a QR code that you can scan with your phone. So the user experience at the moment is not all that great. If you would like to see the instructions for installing the VGS-1 unit, get out your guide or your radio manual and turn to page 41 where you'll find it. In the manual, it says the first step is to remove the 8 screws from the top of the radio. So we're going to do that right now. All right, there is the top. We've successfully done that. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to take the black cushions that were supplied in the package. So if we open this up, you'll see that we have 5 cushions, a holder, some other adhesive, some plastic, and of course we have the voice processor, or the VSG-1. So we're going to take those 5 cushions and we're going to basically put them together. We're going to take the thickest one first and attach it to the top of the unit. So you can see here we've got 5 different spacers. And of course, they're all varying degrees of thickness, but this is the thickest one. So we're going to put that on top of the VGS-1 unit. So here's the top. We're going to peel the adhesive strip off. Maybe. There we go. make sure that it's aligned appropriately. There we go. So it's on top of that unit now. So the next thing we're going to do is take the thickest of the two squares of adhesive that we have. We're going to remove the adhesive and we're going to put it on the circuit board of the voice gateway, or of the VGS-1. I keep calling it a voice gateway, but the voice module. So let me get the adhesive off here. Good thing I still have fingernails, right? You'll find a couple of other adhesive pieces in this kit. They're not used for this radio, so you can just discard them. Or if you really want to, hold on to them, because they might come in handy for some other things. So this is what mine looks like put back together. You'll see the thick rectangular piece is on the back side, or on the top side if you will, and the square is on the bottom side, just as they have said in the manual. You'll want to make sure that it's aligned fairly decent. So now we're just going to make sure that we have the connector oriented the right way. You can see where my screwdriver is that there is a couple of the corners here are not totally square, and you can see that same thing on the connector for the voice module. So I'm just going to take it and put it on that connector and push it into place, just like that. Now, once we've done that, we can replace the cover and put it back together. I'm just going to give that another little tug there, or another little push, I should say, and we're good to go. We're going to put the cover back on. And there it is. The voice module is installed into the radio. On the next segment of the video, we'll go ahead and connect the radio to power and verify that it turns on and that we're good to go. Welcome back. Now we're going to go ahead and connect the radio to power as well as to the control head, so you can get an opportunity to see what the radio does when it's booted up. So the first thing we're going to do is get the base, or we're going to get the base part of the radio. And you'll see that on the side there is a connection for the microphone. Kenwood does sell extension cables for this, but as I said when we were doing the parts discussion earlier, this is a standard 8-pin connector. So if you have an Ethernet cable at home, a Cat 5 or Cat 6 Ethernet cable with a barrel connector, or a RJ445 female to female connector, you can use that to extend the microphone. You'll want to make sure that it is decent cable, or the extension cable that came with the radio. So that's the first part, connect the microphone. The second is to connect the head, and Kenwood does have a standard 8-pin cable for the head as well. So you could use Ethernet cables to do this if you wanted to, or you could buy their expansion kit or their extension kit. So on the front of the radio, there is a port for the head. And Just plug it in like that and away you go. Now we're going to connect the head. And if you want to, I'm not going to bother connecting the head to any of the stands or the bases because I'm going to put it into my wife's car anyway. But we'll show you that piece in the install video later on. But you'll notice on the side of the head there is a connector for that cable to go to the base unit of the radio. And then all you'll have to do then is connect it to a 12-volt DC power source. We already have a power pole connector on the cable. I do have a power source here, so I'm going to plug that cable into power. This is a 7 amp hour battery, and you would not use this for operating, but I wanted to make sure that I had appropriate power out here to do this demonstration. So we'll connect it to this 7 amp hour battery. I've already got a power pole connector on it and we're good to go. So we should be able to power the radio up. The power button is on the upper right hand corner of the radio, or of the head. A144.000 high power PM off. And there it is. The voice module works. The radio is apparently working. B440.000 high power. B440.075 high power. So we are good to go. That concludes this video of the unboxing and installation of the VGS-1 voice module on the Kenwood TMD710GA radio. If you enjoyed the video, I urge you to click on the subscribe button, and if you want to be notified about new video uploads, hit the bell. If you have any comments or questions related to this video, please go ahead and put those in the comments below. I try to get back to those comments as soon as I can. They are moderated though, so if your comment doesn't show up right away, it may be that it was flagged by Google's friendly comment system. Until next time, be safe and be well.